Alright, this is going to be a tutorial on how to do Chapter 10 in Dead Space 2. So, we're just going to turn to the right here. The first thing that we're going to be doing is called Flight Deck Skip. It's a pretty easy skip. So, yeah. When we get into this room right here, we're going to turn over to this door. There's going to be a bunch of garbage that we have to move out of the way before we can actually interact with the door. Alright, so we're going to be getting a deload off of these two doors. So, this one first, that one second, and then run back to this one. So open this door, wait for that door to close, and then you can run back into this, and then let this door close. That'll deload everything. So, the best way to do this is to just turn right a little bit. Sometimes there will be a door pad here that you can use for reference. We're going to run to that, but we're going to spam interact before we get there. That will unlock this door, and we're just going to let that door close so that the collision for that room is loaded. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to want to come into this room, but immediately go into the corner. Sorry, that's not the corner. The corner right here. We're going to be lining up with this door pad right here. So put your plasma cutter vertically along the very edge of that unlocked bar. And then we're going to walk forward. And then when he bumps into that, that's fine. And we're just going to keep tapping forward until, boom, right there. The door pad kind of, lights up or whatever. Now we're going to be putting our plasma cutter back at the same spot, but we're going to aim to the right just a tad. It doesn't really matter how much you aim off, but it just makes this trick a lot easier. And we're going to be walking forward until Isaac, his back is kind of a little bit off of the door pad, and we're just going to stomp. Don't move your camera or else that will not make this work. And then checkpoint restart. Alright, and that'll put you here. So, now we're just going to run forward, and the next room is the Brute hallway. So, there is a trick coming up called Brute Clip. I would not recommend it to any beginner, as it is probably a top 5 difficulty skip. But I will be showing you guys Brute despawn for the second Brute, and I will also show you how to kill this Brute quickly. So what I do is, as soon as I get past this light post, I put a mine anywhere in this general vicinity, and then we're going to pull off some of those crates, and that'll activate the Brute. So, like so. Shoot the mine, pull the crates off, and just run past. And as you can see, that Brute will die. If he doesn't die, that's okay. You can just turn around, shoot a mine, and then stasis him, and that'll usually always kill him. All right. So the next trick is Brute despawn. We're just gonna despawn the second Brute, and the way that we're gonna do that, he's gonna charge at you. It's gonna be really scary. We're just gonna run right past him. Screw you. We're gonna come into this door area and run right into this corner and look down. So this trick is really, really consistent, but sometimes the Brute will not despawn, and he will hit you. If he hits you, just keep running into this corner, and if it doesn't work, then you can checkpoint restart and try again. So now that he's despawned, we're just going to take care of these guys. Use the line gun, preferably. And then we're going to come into this hack panel. That despawn also despawns a ton of enemies down the hallway as well. There's gonna be a little baby here. He's usually not here if you do the despawn. His AI is bugged. So what you can do is just shoot the head off of him and then kinesis him off. Alright. Grab some of these items here if you want. Now we're going to be going down to the engineering deck, which is a really interesting part of Chapter 10, and it's also pretty tough. So we got a little bit of a long elevator here. And again, if you want more in-depth tutorials on how to do these skips, they will all be down in the description below. Alright. So we're going to come into the decontamination room. The first time around, when we come through here, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be really scary, but don't worry, there's literally going to be nothing going on. There is a trick coming up that is pretty difficult. It's called decontamination skip. Saves about 30 seconds if done first try. I will not recommend it to you guys, but I will put a tutorial in the description if you do want to try it. I will not be showing it in this run though. Alright, so when you hear that, just come up to this door and start interacting with it. So in this next room, we're basically just going to be running past all of the enemies. There sometimes can be a puker right here. If he is, just detonator him. I'd recommend detonating this puker and then switching the line gun and killing that guy. Again, doesn't really affect it how you do it. But yeah. Alright, so this puzzle can be a little bit tricky. The best way and the way that I do it, I'm sure that there's different methods for everyone out there, but I would come in, look to the right and down. There's going to be one right here. We're going to put that kind of in this area right here and just let it float. Turn left. There's going to be one right here. This is one that we're going to put right here. Grab the one that's just right there. Grab the one that we just let go. Put that there. And then this one, we're going to turn around and put it right there. And that's going to be how you solve the puzzle. It gets way easier with more muscle memory. So, and we're just going to come over here, interact with that, and that'll activate the centrifuge. If you're low on stasis, then you can grab some stasis right there. Alright. Don't worry, there's nothing here. That's just a fake. Whatever. There's going to be two guys here. I'd recommend stasising them. And then use your line gun to get rid of these guys. Alright, so when you come back, this is where it's going to get interesting in the quarantine room. Run in, activate it. We shot this vent out earlier. We're going to place a detonator mine there because that's where a kid will spawn earlier. So the first enemy that we're going to be seeing in this room is called the Pack. There can be two different ways that he can spawn out, in this window right here or in this window. There is not a way to manipulate this. So if he spawns out of this window, then it saves 5 seconds. It's good RNG because that'll spawn this guy a lot earlier. If he spawns out of that window, which he most of the time does, then it doesn't matter. So yeah, we're just going to, as you can see, there's guys right here. So yeah. Cannot hit them through the wall as well. Alright. Looks like we got the good luck. Alright, so just come through these windows. Shoot the Pack whenever you see them. So after you kill all of the Pack, there's going to be a bunch of other enemies spawning. So there's a guy here. I'd recommend using the line gun. After you kill that puker, put a line gun mine right over there. Oops, I screwed it up. Alright. So yeah, that's basically just how you do that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just kill all the enemies in that room. There's gonna be a guy here, just line gun him. Alright, so now we're going to be going to medical deck. There's going to be a couple enemies here, so just look down and that won't aggro them. And then you can just run to the right and then into the tram. Just ignore those little things right there. They won't actually do anything to you if you just run past them. Alright, medical deck is a lot easier than engineering deck, so. There is a trick here called medical deck skip, where we do a deload with an enemy, but I will not be showing that in this run. Alright, so we're going to come through here. There's going to be some guys up ahead. We're just going to detonator them. And if there's any remaining, just kill them. That guy will spawn in late sometimes, so yeah. And then what we're going to be doing, there's going to be a bunch of enemies in this room. On the PC version, if you have high FPS, then most of them will despawn. But what this one guy won't, he'll spawn out of this vent right here. So we're just going to place a detonator mine right next to it, not on top of it, or as that won't work. And then come over to this hacking panel. As you can see, that just took care of the exploder right there. And then immediately run to the left and back up because there will be a puker, and that'll stop him from hitting you. So we're just going to come through these rooms, grab whatever items if you want. You don't have to. And then turn right and then come up this elevator. So this next one, there's going to be a ladder right in our way. Just always make sure to kinesis it and get it out of your way, like so. That Laper he does nothing. You can ignore him. So this room, we're going to be taking this, and we're just going to be walking right over it. There's a little thing here that you can do, and I will show it, but it is kind of weird. So you can kind of just scoot along with it, but I really wouldn't recommend that. I'd recommend just doing it the normal way, because it doesn't save that much time. Just come around. Excuse me, sir. Just come around, and then can you sit back? Wait, did I just screw myself? Oh, wow. Oh, no, I didn't. Make sure that you get it all the way, by the way. Alright, so this next fight, there's only going to be one important thing that we're doing, and that's going to be putting a mine down to stop a leaper. So immediately after you do this, put a mine right next to that wall, and then take that battery out. That'll kill the leaper. Then you can just run past everything else here. If anything is running at you, then turn around and shoot it. If you're low on stasis, then you can grab stasis right there. There is a very rare instance here where in this, not this room, but the very next room right here, the area will deload, and that is because some enemies from the previous room will actually come in and hold some doors open, but that is pretty rare. Alright, in this 0G, we're just going to turn right and then head down this long hallway. Ignore everything here. Nothing will actually, try and shoot you. You can fly all the way up to the door. Don't worry about this guy. It's just a little animation. Alright, this next room is the very last hard part of this chapter. So we're going to be turning left. There's going to be 3 pukers in our way. I would recommend shooting at least one of them and then stasising the other 2 so that you don't have to use the stasis pack here. I'd recommend shooting the first guy. So turn left. Right after this box right here, there's going to be a puker. Just shoot him. He'll stagger. Stasis this guy. Come over here and then stasis the third guy, and then just push him out of the way, and then turn around, and then you will be officially at the captain's area. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you a trick called the coal skip. So when you come into this room, we're going to turn around and wait for this door to close. We're going to be opening this door, running to this panel, hitting E, and then holding E and then turning around. If you hold E after you interact with that and then just walk away from it, it'll still go. So open, hold E, and then get out before that door closes. And then keep holding E until you hear gravity tethers engaged. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a cutscene skip here. This only saves about 8 seconds, so it's not a huge deal if you don't get it. But we're going to have our back against this door. We're going to look at this pod and just look down. And then whenever Clark says a specific word, we're going to run forward and mash interact as fast as possible. As soon as he says apart, then you can run forward and mash interact. And you're basically fighting Nicole appearing there. It's a visual thing, so if you look up, then it absolutely will not work. But if you look down, it'll take Nicole longer to spawn in. And so, yeah, that is Chapter 10. There's a cutscene here, but that'll put you directly into Chapter 11. Thank you for watching.